I actually wanted to ask one thing. That's why I came on live today. And that is, as a teenager, how should you keep yourself steadfast on your iman? Because I'm in an environment where everyone, like most of them, like don't obey Allah's instruction and they're fully in disobedience of Allah. And in such an environment, my question is, how should I keep myself steadfast? Because as teenagers, so many distractions here and there, and everyone around you is in all haram stuffs and haram relationships. And how should you keep yourself steadfast? And that's my question. Because
MashaAllah.
sometimes it's like really difficult for you because everyone is going against Islam. They sing songs, and like sometimes it's like you're the only one who is like concerned about Allah. You want to come out, but you are in that environment, and sometimes it becomes a very great burden to like really like keep yourself on iman. So, and sometimes it also happens that your iman goes down, and again it takes time for you to come up again. Again you fall and fall and fall and fall. So sometimes like I really don't know what to do about it. So I just need some bit of advice.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. It's a beautiful question, and exactly like you said, it's true. When one is in a place where not everyone is like the person, it gets to a point where they become lonely or they begin to feel lonely. But always one thing that the person must always remember is whatever he or she is doing is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then if we look at, for example, the prophets, some of the prophets, Anbiya alayhimus salam in the past, they also went through a lot of these things. And for example, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, one of the surahs, Surah Tuha, and you read it, and you think of the meaning of the verses, it does help a lot. And one thing is, no matter how you try, or no matter how difficult it gets, just always remember it's between you and Allah, and it is for a short period of time, and Allah sees, and Allah is with those who are trying and striving in the path of Allah, and Allah guides those type of people. And even if nobody wants to be with the person, for as long as Allah is with the person has won. I'd prefer that Allah is with me and nobody is with me than for everyone to be with me and Allah isn't with me. I've lost. So, and for sure, with time, it happens for a short period of time. Myself, I also witnessed that type of a life in secondary school, for example. I was totally alone, from the room to the masjid to school. I don't even play sports at the time. You would never see me out. It's very tough. I don't go out. I don't go for games, not because it's maybe haram, the games and things. I just don't feel like, and because I think I have other things to do, and I'm being focused on so many other things. So I'm always lonely. Uh, with little, maybe one, two, or three people, but most of the time is alone. It gets to a point when if I'm in the hostel, there's nobody besides me. All the students are gone. The only one inside. But I didn't bother. Why? Because it's what I chose for myself. So read Quran to the masjid, the dining to have food, then to school, and back to the hostel. And that was the life. I remember vividly one of my classmates told me, uh, this thing you are doing is not good. Look how lonely you are. You don't even have friends. In the future, you won't have no friends. And I just smiled and, took it as a joke because it's nothing to me. And for sure, it's going to be for a short period of time because always, Allah connects a person with his type wherever he goes. So right now, I don't have like hundreds of friends. I might have thousands, hundreds of thousands of following on the internet, But personally, my close friends are just maybe one, two, three, four, five. That's all.
Yeah.
So no matter how you think, it's tough. Allah would always get you one or two people or three that are like-minded like you, and they would come and be always around you, and the loneliness would be just for a while. The loneliness, sometimes it's very important, because without it, with the one thing you are trying to achieve, you won't be able to. Take myself, for example. At that point when I was lonely, I always followed them to the sports and things. Would I have had the time to achieve what I wanted to? Maybe I was trying to improve my Quran. Maybe I was trying to work on my character, and it's exactly what I was doing. One of the things, working on the character and things. So if I felt like, you know what, I have to just spend all the time doing what everyone else is doing, when would then I have the time to be able to do that? So always, I believe loneliness is not permanent. It's just for that time when it is needed, especially when it is for the sake of Allah. It would happen in your life that time you feel lonely, but trust me, it's not forever. It's just for the time when it is needed. Once the goal is achieved, you pass the level and you back to normal.
And next thing is that, like, what do you do when you like fall into the same sin? Like, because every time I make my mindset that I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. But what happens is that I keep on falling again and again and again, and one time, two time, three time, and four time. Like, I can make myself strong that it's okay. I can still like please Allah, but after a limit, like it literally puts me into depression. I feel like I have no hope. Like, it's like I don't have. It's not that I don't have hope in the mercy of Allah, but sometimes it goes to the limit that I don't have hope in myself that I can keep up this promise. And that minute, your iman goes so low, and sometimes it's like never healed. Like, again, your iman never reaches that level. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, it's like
Well,
I'm a teenager right now. I'm 17 years old, and like from when I was like 14, my goal was to become a best teenager, to obey Allah's instruction every time. But it's like 1 year, 2 year, I was able to like completely like stay in obedience of Allah. But after that, due to my environment, like I started falling into sins, and like I tried coming up again and again, and I'm keep on like falling again and again and again. And sometimes I feel like I think I'm never gonna make my task. So like sometimes this is like a negative point, and like at this stage of my life I feel like I think I'm never going to make up, I'm never going to become a best Muslim, a best teenager. Sometimes I feel like so low, and like I feel like no one even understands me, because my family is like not so practicing. Like, they just pray, but then at the same way they watch movies, they watch music and all sorts of things. So like I have no one to like really understand me, and like, sometimes I feel so low that I feel like I'm just nothing. So
mm,
like I don't know what to do, but what do you do when you like fall into the sins again and again, and how should you be a perfect Muslim? Like, how can you abstain yourself from sins? So,
well, nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. And the moment we make these mistakes, we seek forgiveness and we carry on. So it's not like one would be completely perfect. Uh, you would make an intention to do things, but at some point you would fall. So it's left for the person to continue to give himself hope that he would get to the place he wants to. He's not perfect. Shaitan is there. The devil is there. And one would continue to fall. It's not like one falls deliberately. So in fact, it's a point of comfort or calmness when one falls and they still feel in their heart the need to improve. It's not like one who falls once and they say, you know what, they've given up, they won't do it again, they can't, and they don't even feel a regret in their heart. So the moment you fall and you feel that regret, it's a good sign. At least you're better than those who fail and they say, you know what, this is not my place. I can't even do it. Let's leave it for the pious. No, you fail and you still feel, you know what? Can't I do better? Yes, you can do better. You can keep trying, but you can never ever be perfect. So it's just like you fall and you rise. You fall and you rise. And you check, maybe there is a few things that normally make you fall. What are those things? You try to delete them. Maybe a group of people you stay with, maybe a few things you do at your free time that you feel like, because I keep doing these things, or because I keep having these things around me, that is one of the reasons why I keep falling. Then you remove those things, or you distance yourself from those things. So it's like your life becomes like a circle with selected few things inside, in a way that even if you were to fall, you won't fall in such a big way. It's gonna be minor falling. Imagine someone who is always has a few things from I don't know, depends on the person's type of life they live in. If it's in school, if it's a workplace, if they married, different things. But if everyone has selected a few things in their life with not so much distractions, so whenever they fall, it would be minor falling. They always have Quran. It's from home to they wake up, breakfast, see the children, go to workplace. At their workplace, they have selected few things they do. So maybe the falling in the workplace, it's gonna be something minor, and then they come back home and they carry on. But if someone's life is big, too big, that there's so much things, he can't even get control of the things, then he's gonna fall from everywhere. So just
Yeah.
you fall, you seek forgiveness, and you get up.
Yeah, so like really felt like very good. I really wanted this piece of advice from a very long time. Then I really never got time, but then Alhamdulillah, today I got time to speak to you. Like it was such a really great piece of advice. Now I feel a bit better than I used to be before.
MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah.
I felt really good speaking to you today.
MashaAllah, Barakallah.
Seriously, like you are such a great inspiration for me. Such a great inspiration for me that I really cannot tell, because like I really look up to people who are my age, almost my age, and like who do so much, who are like so much connected to Allah. They really inspire me a lot, lot, lot. So in that way,
MashaAllah,
you are like such a great inspiration for me.
Subhanallah. Where are you from? Is it India,
I'm from
Pakistan?
India.
India, mashallah,
Yeah. So,
mashallah.
mhm.